Hello again. In this session, what I want to talk about is linking your risk management program to your compliance program. And I know it's an area that a lot of organisations struggle with. So first of all, let's talk about your compliance program and what it involves and how you can actually make it more effective. So obviously the first thing that we need to understand as an organisation is, what do we need to be compliant against? That's the basis. But then, of course, what we need to understand is, what do we need to do to actually be compliant? What are the activities that we need to undertake to be compliant with that requirement? We also then ask the question, well, how do we demonstrate or how do we prove that we are compliant against what we've asked or what we're asked to do? And finally, how do we measure that? Now, when it comes to compliance, not everything is equal. You will have some compliance requirements whereby the consequences of non-compliance are not that challenging to the organisation or are not that impactful. But you will have others whereby if you don't comply, then it could actually bring down the organisation. And I use the example perhaps of a childcare centre where if you lose your licence because of a compliance breach, well then obviously you can't operate anymore. So the key to linking your risk management program to your compliance program is first of all to understand those compliance requirements that have the greatest level of consequence if there is a non-compliance. Once you have done that, identify the controls that you've currently got in place to make sure that you are compliant. We then link that to our risk management program by saying, well, there is a risk that this event is going to occur, which then leads to that non-compliance, whereby we have that very, very high consequence. And so what we can do then is make sure that those controls that are aimed at reducing the likelihood of that event that would lead to the compliance breach are strong. They need to then be the focus of our internal audit program. So that then links again to another program within our organisation, our internal audit program. So simply doing that. So what is it that we need to comply with? How do we comply against that? What happens if we don't comply? And then how do we measure it? All of those things need to be identified. And once we've done that, we can link that to our risk management program, understanding that we focus very much on those compliance requirements where non-compliance will lead to the highest level of consequence. Okay, that's all for this session. As always, let's be careful out there.